Here we go again, folks. More work on the trusty Scion. Let's go. All right, we're back again with, as you can see, the Scion. And as you can see, we have a rear wheel off. Why? Because these camber arms here, the bushings are all wallowed out on them, and as a result, the camber is off a little bit, as we can see from this tire right here that is worn out a little more unevenly than usual, because this is the inside right here and this is the outside right here. So we need to replace those things. We have a couple of aftermarket units right here that are actually adjustable for racing purposes, even though we're not going to do any racing with this thing. But the only reason I got them was because they're actually cheaper than the replacement stock arms for this car. So that's the stakes, I guess. So we're going to be putting those on. But to get them off, it's relatively simple. You got a bolt right here. I don't know the size offhand, like about a 16 or 17, we'll see. And then you got another bolt right there with the camber adjustment, and that's about the same size as well. But because these camber arms actually have a threaded arm on them for adjusting the camber, that setup probably ain't going to be necessary in there where you have the little cam lobe thing to adjust the camber. We'll see when we tear all this stuff apart, but the main thing is to tear this stuff apart. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, that bolt right there is a 17. Obviously we're going to need a wrench and either a socket on a ratchet or impact wrench, whatever you choose. Go ahead and knock that off. Then we'll visit how the heck we're going to get to that bolt that's up in there somewhere. So let's get this first one off. Okay. The fun part here, that whole bolt assembly right there, I could get our wrench in place here. Oh wait, the head of that bolt right there is not a 17, it's probably an 18. But there's a cavity through this bracket piece that's holding this whole arm assembly in place. One might say take it off, but it's kind of set up to allow you to reach the thing if you're creative enough, so you don't have to go through the extra hassle of taking all this junk apart here. So you're going to pay for it one way or another. Let's go ahead and get some extensions and a universal joint. Hold on, stand by. All right. The head of the bolt is 19 millimeter. The nut on the bolt, where the little cam lobe thingy is at, well, I think it's on both sides, but whatever. The nut is 17 millimeter. Now, get in here. We got our 17 socket on there with an extra long extension reaching through this bracket right here over the muffler. And let me get around to the other side. And over the muffler to a universal joint and another little extension right there. So we could put our impact wrench, or even a regular wrench if you were using a regular ratchet wrench. This is the garbage we have to come up with in order to reach around that, because we're not trying to take all this stuff off. So let's knock this off real quick. As we can see, our nut is off. Of course, because of the way we had our junk set up, when the nut came off, the floppy socket flung the nut way over there, but we'll retrieve it in a minute. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get the rest of this out of here. We got that part of that. There's also the offset washer right here. And ultimately, if we could get it here, might need a pry bar or something. Oh, there we go. There we go. This little number right here. It is out. Stand by. On a lighter note, this is what ends up going bad on these types of components. All that rubber in there gets shredded, and that little hub right there wobbles and moves around, giving you all the excessive play that you have on your suspension. Same thing in the front. Back to installing the new stuff. Even though it's probably in vain, I did take a moment to try to get the alignment of this arm very close to this arm. Like I say, it's probably not going to matter, because with these arms the adjustment is done off of that bolt right there, moving it in or out. But on this, you got this adjustment to make it a little easier, so you don't have to use that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and throw this in there. I'll go ahead and match that bolt up to the other side, so at least we could say that would be where it's been at. So let's throw this stuff in there real quick. Alright, we got our camber arm in place. As you can see, I had to spray some WD-40 on the bushings to allow them to fit in there, because these bushings are a smidge wider than our little bracket mount, whatever you want to call it, since they're fresh bushings. So I was able to work the arm in there enough so that I could get it lined up to get the little eccentric bolt in place. Now, normally I would have, after looking at it, I would have went and tried to clock that bolt to be the same as the other side, but because of the way these arms are constructed, there's really not a lot of play on this, which means that all your camber adjustments are going to be made right here. Once this thing is situated and this part is bolted up to this, you make your camber adjustments right here. You're not messing with that. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting this back onto here, and then we're going to try to maybe do some kind of preliminary adjustment, camber adjustment to this, just eyeballing this to see if it's at least vertical. Maybe even put a level on this hub right here, and then I could go ahead and tighten that bolt up so I could be able to at least not have this thing riding on metal. So I'll go ahead, put this back together, and then we can move forward. Okay, one of the little problems that one encounters when you buy aftermarket no-name brand parts for use on stock car applications is fitment. In this case, our bushing here on this side of the arm was a little thicker than it needed to be, and it extended out about halfway to here and about halfway like there. There was no way that this thing was going to get in there with that thickness like that. So with a little bit of corrective surgery, I know it's unorthodox, but had to shave some of this material off to make this just a little bit thinner to be able to get this to actually fit up in here with a level of tightness that would still allow the thing to actually go in there. Now, obviously that means that we're going to end up probably having a short lifespan on that thing, but unless somebody's got any idea on how to compress whatever that material, whatever type of rubber, plastic, whatever that's made of, enough to actually close an 1/8 inch gap, you know, on either side, an 1/8 inch gap, I'd love to know for future reference. But in the meantime, we're gonna get this arm on, so yeah, stand by. As you could see, had to do a little more forcing nonetheless, even with our thinner bushing right there. Had to do a little bit of hammering and prying and all to get this part here worked onto the spindle right here, and even had to make adjustments to this, so all that stuff about trying to keep some level of alignment was thrown out the window. But yeah, with this on now, I could go ahead and actually put the tire back on and go ahead and maybe put a level on the tire and see if we can get some type of alignment to this. So let's go ahead and get that all taken care of. All right, we got our wheel back on. Got a small level right here. Put the small level on the best point on the rim and get a good little look. We can see, let's see if I can get the camera in here good enough. We could see the bubble is a little that way, which means I'll have to kind of bring in the camber just a smidge in order to get to a true vertical point. And obviously, to do that, I have to slide up under here and get to that center point between those two nuts and adjust that arm a little bit. Let me get my pipe wrench here, because right now that's the only big thing I got to actually do this. So go ahead and bring this in a little bit. I'll just move it a little bit. I'm not gonna turn it a whole lot, because you don't really need to. Put our tool back on here, and if we look at it again, we can see we got a little bit more to go. Let's hit it again. Get that off, get a little more of a turn. Try it again. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see a little bit better. Okay. Need to come out with it a little bit. Hold on. Let's see. No. I'll go a little more. Do it again. Let's check her again. I think we are pretty good there. Our bubble is dead center. So with that in mind, our wheel can be considered to be nice and vertical. So I can go ahead and tighten up those two big nuts right there and call this one straight. So give me a second. All right, we got our nuts tightened up. They seem to be like around 1.5 inches. I ended up using a giant adjustable wrench right there, because the biggest wrench I had on hand was a 1 1/4, and it was just a little too small. So it's probably 1.5 or 1 3/8. So just keep that in mind if you have to mess with this type of arm. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side up and get that one in real quick. So stand by. The right side is very similar to the left side in how it'll have to be taken off. We of course had the 17mm bolt right here, that's no problem, but our eccentric bolt in there is in the same position where you'll need a 19mm wrench on the nut and a combination of the 17 on the bolt head side and the extension and all that other crap there to get you to a point where you can get a ratchet or impact wrench or whatever on there. So like I say, if you want to save yourself the headache of taking all this extra crap off, this is how it has to be done. So let me get this knocked out real quick and get this arm in. Well, just like before, had to trim this bushing down some to be able to get it to fit in the knuckle of this spindle right here and get it in here. So we already got the inside bolt in place. Going ahead and work the rest of this in here so we could get that bolt in there and then do our alignment camber setting for the wheel and wrap this whole thing up. As we can see here on our right wheel, we're at a little bit of a inward camber, a little too much, because if I bring it out, our level moves where we need it to be. So we're going to have to tweak this wheel coming out a little bit. So go ahead and get that done real quick. All right, we made our adjustment and we're at a good vertical point according to our level here. So comfortable enough to say that this wheel is also good. So I snugged down the two big nuts, so we're straight on this wheel just as well. And of course the car is on the ground when I made the adjustments, so we can at least be somewhat accurate or comfortable on the idea that where the car sits, it's level. Now obviously you're going to have some springing action and all that when the car is driven, but for all intents in its resting position, the wheel is vertical. But whatever, this stuff is done. These arms are on. Go up underneath here and see that the arm is in place. I'm gonna go ahead and get a grease gun so I could throw a little grease in those fittings there for the bushing and wrap this whole thing up and get from under here because it's hot out here. So till next time, as usual, like, subscribe, notifications, TikTok, website, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more car stuff or garden stuff or whatever. And until next time, I'll catch you later. I'm out.